Hello everyone, I am Hemasati Sharma and students we are discussing the chapter Reproduction in Plants for class 7. In our first lecture we had discussed the meaning of reproduction and why it is important. We had also discussed asexual and sexual reproduction. In the second lecture we discussed about the natural means of vegetative propagation. In today's lecture we are going to discuss artificial means of vegetative propagation. So what is vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation is a method through which a plant reproduces by using vegetative parts. And what are those vegetative parts? Stem, leaves, buds, vegetative buds, and roots. So first of all, cutting. New cutting is an artificial means of vegetative propagation. Now new plants can be obtained from the stem by the cutting method. In this method, we cut a small part of the stem by making a cut with sharp knife. Now this stem cutting, we should take care that the stem cutting should have some buds, because we know that these vegetative buds are going to make a new plant. Now the lower end of the stem is buried in the moist soil where it will develop the root, and the upper part which has bud on it will kept above the soil, which will develop into the shoot. After few days, what will happen? This cutting will develop new roots and new shoots. Thus, a new plant can be produced which is exactly similar to the parent plant. So, examples are rose, champa, grapes, sugarcane, banana, cactus, etc. So here through this picture we can understand that this was a growing plant. We cut the stem, and now you can see this stem has buds, vegetative buds on it, and they can grow into a new shoot. So when we bury this lower part of the stem, it will develop into root, and this will develop into a new plant or shoot. So here you can see that by cutting process, the root, if we can cut the root also, so the root will also develop into a new shoot. Now we'll discuss the process of layering. So what is layering? Layering is artificial means of vegetative propagation. So in this method, what do? We cover the mature branch of a parent plant. So in this commonly we do in lemons or nimbu. So the branch which is drooling downwards, we take that mature branch when it is still intact with the parent plant. So the branch which is still connected to the plant or parent plant, we bury some part of that mature branch with the soil, and keep the topmost part of that branch open in the air. So the root develops from the branches and it grows into new plants. Layering method is usually done in the plants that have long and slender branches. Example, jasmine. So here you can see that in this structure what is happening, the branch is still intact with the plant or parent plant. Some part is buried under the ground, and the upper part will develop here. Now here roots will develop, and this part will develop as a new plant. Next we'll be discussing grafting. So grafting is a method by which plants of desired qualities is developed from two different plants. So now here we take shoot part from one plant and root part from another plant. So the part that has shoot part is called scion, and the part which having root is called stalk. Scion is attached to the stalk, which provides support and basic requirement for the development of the plant. Example, grafting is done in apple, mango, rose, etc. So here you see we have taken the shoot part from some other plant of the same species, and this is called scion, whereas the stalk which contains roots. Now we'll join them and we'll wrap and wax it. After some time they will grow into a new plant or a single individual plant. Now we'll discuss vegetative reproduction by leaves. So till this time we were discussing vegetative reproduction by stem. Now we are discussing vegetative reproduction by leaves. When the leaf of some plants are buried in the moist soil, the cut edges or margins of leaves develop a new plant that resemble to the parent. Example, bryophyllum or sprout leaf plant. So you must have observed few plants around you which sprout new plants on the leaf. Now when these new sprouts will fall down and into the soil, they will develop a new root, and they will again they will develop into a new plant. So what is happening here? The leaf of the plant is producing the new plant. Next is vegetative reproduction by roots and bulbs. So we have discussed till now vegetative propagation by stem, both by natural and artificial means. We have discussed vegetative reproduction by leaves, and now we are discussing vegetative reproduction by roots and bulbs. So in some plants like sweet potato, dahlia, lilies, etc., new plants develops through their roots or bulbs. Right? So these are the bulbs, and these bulbs can develop into a new shoot and they can produce a new plant. Like for an example, you can see this the bulbs of lilies. So the bulb is having fleshy layers, and at the end of the season the bulb will produce daughter bulbs, and now from this 1 2 3 4 we can develop four different plants. Now what are the advantages of vegetative propagation? So plants which are produced with vegetative propagation takes less time to grow and bear flower and fruits earlier than those produced from the seeds. So if you take a seed, you will germinate it, it will grow into a plant, it will bear flower, then it will pollinate, and it will make a fruit and then seed. So this is a very longer process. But the reproduction through vegetative propagation is comparatively a smaller, it is a shorter process. So, and the new plants are the exact copies of the parent plant because they are produced from a single parent. So the second parent is not involved. Therefore, if you want to maintain the quality of a good plant, you can maintain. So these were the advantages of vegetative propagation. Into next lecture, we will be discussing about budding. Thank you.